Welcome to Persian Stories, where we share timeless tales from the rich heritage of classical Persian literature. Today's story comes from Saadi Gulistan, a beloved collection of moral tales and poetic wisdom from Persia. Before the story begins, let us meet Saadi of Shiraz, one of the greatest poets and humanists of Persian culture. Born around the year 1200, Saadi traveled for many years across the Middle East, India, and Central Asia, observing human life. These journeys shaped his wisdom and later became the source of the living stories and lessons found throughout his timeless works. His masterpieces, Gulistan and Bustan, stand as pillars of Persian ethics, blending poetry and prose to teach justice, kindness, and humility. Saadi's influence crossed borders, inspiring thinkers like Goethe and Emerson with his universal vision of shared humanity. He is known worldwide for the line, "Human beings are members of a whole," a message of unity and compassion now displayed at the United Nations. And now begins our tale, a free retelling inspired by Saadi's Gulistan, the story of the oppressor. Long ago in the East, there was a prosperous kingdom, rich in water, farmland, and trade, where life once flourished. Its ruler was a just king who sometimes dressed as a common man, walking among the people, listening quietly to their troubles. He sought to ease their burdens, to correct injustice where he could, and to balance power and mercy as a true guardian of his people. But nothing in life is permanent. The king fell ill in middle age and soon passed away, leaving the throne to his young son. The new king was inexperienced, proud, and careless toward his people. He loved pleasure and display more than duty or responsibility. On journeys of entertainment, he seized people's property, punished complaints with cruelty, and ruled through fear alone. Fear spread across the land. Families abandoned their homes, villages slowly emptied, and migration became common. Markets lost their customers, fields were left uncultivated, orchards dried up, and the kingdom's income declined. As the land weakened, enemies along the borders attacked, raiding villages and trade routes, while the king ignored the danger. One day, the king summoned his elderly minister, a wise advisor who had served the kingdom faithfully for decades. The king asked bluntly, "What is the cause of these troubles? Why is my kingdom failing?" He demanded a clear answer. The minister replied with poetry, quoting Saadi's words of wisdom, reminding the king that kindness must come before help in hardship. He explained that loyal servants, when treated without care, will abandon their masters and seek safety elsewhere. The king frowned in confusion, admitting he did not understand poetry, and demanded a plain explanation, spoken without metaphor. The minister said calmly, "In times of comfort, you show no mercy, yet in times of hardship, you seek help. This is the root of your fall." He warned the king gently, "Disrespect your people, and they will leave. Show compassion, and even strangers will stand by your side." The king laughed dismissively, mounted his horse, and left to hunt, ignoring the warning as the kingdom continued to decline. The wise minister remained concerned about the fate of the kingdom and chose another path to advise, telling a story instead of warning. One night, he spoke of Zahak, a tyrant from Ferdowsi's Shahnameh, a ruler rich in armies and palaces, yet feared and hated by his people. Zahak ruled through cruelty and blood, trusting power and force alone, believing fear would protect him and secure his reign forever. Despite all his strength, Zahak was defeated by Feridun, a man without army or treasure, but supported by suffering people. The minister said clearly, Feridun's true wealth was not gold, but the hearts of the oppressed, who rose together against injustice. The king grew uneasy and silent, walking back and forth in thought, sensing the weight of the words as the minister continued calmly. "Why do you drive your people away?" the minister asked gently. "When trust is lost, even armies will not remain loyal." He then quoted Saadi again, "Care for your army with sincerity, for a king's authority depends on those who stand beside him." The minister explained patiently, "Justice and generosity draw people close. Cruelty and fear push them away until only enemies remain." The king's face turned red with anger, seeing wisdom as insult and advice as defiance, his pride silencing reason. He shouted at the old minister, accusing him of betrayal, and ordered his guards, "Take him away and imprison him." Time passed and unrest spread. The king's cousins rose in rebellion, claiming inherited rights and calling the people to join them. The people answered the call. Those who had fled returned. Cities and villages turned away, and even soldiers refused to fight. Abandoned and powerless, the tyrant fell from power. Disguised as a common man, he fled the palace he once ruled. The imprisoned minister was freed, standing before the new ruler and the gathered people. He spoke with calm authority. "A ruler who oppresses his people will find no friend in hardship. Those he wronged will become his strongest enemies." "Make peace with your people," the minister concluded, "for the army of a just ruler lives in the hearts of the people." Thank you for listening to Persian Stories. We hope you will follow the channel and join us again for another story and another journey.